Okay. All right. What was that? Yeah, 1 second, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we were in the middle of Siman Rishon and Bet. Siman Rishon and Bet. So in my edition it says Yud Chet at the top of the page number, and I think on the handout it is as well. The Shulchan Aruch comment is on line 4, middle of the line after the big Gimel, and from there we will proceed forward with the comments of the Mishnah Berurah. Okay, so we have again we've been talking in Hilchot Shabbat about the concept of a non-Jew doing a malacha on your behalf on Shabbos, and when is that permissible? And we enumerated some conditions. You have to have a deal with the non-Jew about a kablanut deal, the fixed price for the particular job. You have to make sure that you don't tell them to do it on Shabbos, and also they cannot be doing this malacha in your house. They have to do it in their shop, in their house, so that it is not clear that it is a Jewish. That the malacha being done is being done. The people will fear, it was commissioned by the Jew on Shabbos, etc., etc. So we're up to Gimel, and the Shulchan Aruch writes as follows: "The Haisa malacha mefursemes, the Yadua shehi shel Yisrael, the osa b'makom mefursam tov lahachmir v'lesla." So if the malacha that is being done by the non-Jew is being done in a public way, it is obvious that it is being done on behalf of a Jew. Hinda's example was from months back, I think now. What happens if the car is in the repair shop and the bumper sticker on the car says, "We want Mashiach now"? And anybody who passes by, the car repair shop on their way to shul, or they're taking a walk, they're going to know there is a Jewish-owned car, because who wants to talk about Mashiach except for Jews? So, was that put the bumper sticker on Friday, or
No.
no? So you can put it on there Friday. What happens if the repair shop does the work on Shabbos? They choose to do it. I don't tell them they have to do it. I'll pick it up on Monday. Whenever you do it. Right, so that's why it's usually allowed. But what if it's everyone passes by knows this is a Jewish-owned vehicle? Is there a problem? We'll see at the end. Maybe the Mishnah Berurah is going to say that the answer is not a problem.
You need the car for Sunday. It must be repaired. So we figure I don't need it Shabbat. Let's put it in the garage for Shabbat.
So as long as you so that we've seen this, so long as you give the person who is doing the repair enough time to do it that it's not on Shabbat, if they choose to do it on Shabbat, then that's their own choice. Then that's okay. That's mutar. But if I give them no other option, then let's say if I give it to them 5 minutes before Shabbat, and I say I need it 5 minutes after Shabbat, so then you're not allowed to do that because you're telling them to do work on your behalf on Shabbat. Assuming the Rabbana, it's be Amir al-Nochri, even though you're not saying it explicitly, right? So here the question is, though, even if let's say I don't care, I don't need to pick it up 5 minutes after Shabbat is over. I need to pick it up Monday. Let's say they could do it if they want on Sunday. It's their choice if they don't want to work on Sunday. I gave them plenty of time to do it, not at a time that it was prohibited, and they choose to do it on Shabbat bidafka because maybe it's better if it's more convenient for them. But now it's been b'makom before some, everyone can see what's happening. I'm giving a car as an example. It could be some other, repair. So tov lahachmir, he says it's good to be machmir here, and to prohibit it. The last one. So this is interesting. Is pointed out here. I think it was in the Be'er Halacha, the Mishnah Berurah. He points out that there's a difference here with his psak halacha. Actually, he'll brighten this up in a second. We'll read it. if a number of simanim ago, he discussed it with Solar, and he said it was also didn't say it was a good to be machmir. He said it was asur, which is a much more stringent way of saying that it is prohibited, instead of just simply saying it's almost like a chumrah. It's a stringency. So let's take a look here what the Mishnah Berurah has to say about this case. It's Sifkat on Chav Dalet. Okay. He says here, if there's a job done in public, he gives an example. Now, the oros l'abdan, if you give the leather skins to the tanner to do the work, or v'kelim lakoves, so you give your clothing to the launderer. Saman ein yadua shu shel Yisrael. If you just have a shirt, you pass by the dry cleaning window, and the person there is, they're doing whatever they have to do. They're sewing, they're cleaning, whatever. Okay, a shirt is a shirt. Nobody knows whose shirt is what unless you start labeling all your shirts on the front. Otherwise, there's nothing really to talk about. So, even if it's in the middle of the town square, as long as you make a good deal where you may say, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars for this job, and when you do it is your business, then it's not a problem at all, even if it's again the town square, because nobody knows a shirt, one shirt from another shirt.
So basically, you worry more about the fellow man than with God.
You worry more about a fellow man, right? Because mitzad God, I'm okay. I don't know. The problem is that what will the Jewish people think? Get the wrong impression about? Will they get the wrong impression about me and think that I'm mechalel Shabbat? And by the way, that in some ways ruins a sense of it can ruin a sense of of community when people are making assumptions, and if they should make assumptions. But human beings are human beings, and so there's some attempt here to deal with that. Let's say that it is known that it is a Jew. I know, that particular Jew, his car, he has 3 Mashiach bumper stickers. And I pass by the 5 corners, and I see that in the garage over there, it says, 3 Mashiach. There are 3 Mashiach stickers on the bumper. Oh, I guess Yankel the Jew gave his car to the repair shop. Then anyone can see it. It's not if it's behind a fence, if it's in somebody's shop. Okay, that's not galui. That's not. You could walk in, but that's not galui lakol. That's not visible to everybody. So then, if it is visible to everybody, so then you should, if it's your own item, then you should sort of protest and say, please don't do this on Shabbos. Don't do it Sunday, do it Friday, do it, out of sight, but not in sight and on Shabbos. The haroa eno yodeh kotzatz, because the person passing by will not know that a proper deal was made, and the osu lemichshedei. The Shchir they will come to suspect that this was a situation of a day worker where they get paid for the day of work, not by the job. And then clearly what's happening here is that they're my shaliach because they're getting paid explicitly on this day, Shabbat, to do my work. And then they're my shaliach, they're an extension of me. Whereas if I pay them for the job, then they're not my shliach. They're doing it today because they want to get paid sooner and faster, as opposed to the Shchir who's just going to get paid. He does less work, he does more work, he gets paid. So that's the difference here. As we talked about a number of simanim ago, Reish Mem Daled, the Ayin Sham B'Siv Daled. If you take a look over there in Siv Daled, in a similar situation, the Das Shulchan Aruch Sham the Medina Asur Bazeh. By the letter of the law, it's prohibited, not just with Tov L'Hachmir, that it's good to be Machmir. There, it says by the letter of the law, if it's something that's Mefursam, it's a problem. And he says, take a look over there in the Be'er Halacha, Dibar Maschil Dina. He talks about this further, about this complication of understanding what's Bidina and what is good to be Machmir. But let's take a look at one more comment, and I think that this will help us also in answering that question. Okay, he says here, "V'yadua shehi." Sorry, a question. Somebody a question here. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Okay, v'yadua shehi shel Yisrael. Everyone will know that this item is Jewishly owned. Ulefi zeh, the Mishnah Berurah Sifkat and Chafei. Ulefi zeh, hachalukim shenikorim shehem shel Yisrael. V'ha'ein Yehudi mechabsan al gab hanahar shehu makom galui mufusam. Tzarich limchos b'yalo k'shorei b'Shabbos. So if you see a chaluk, like a robe, that is it's nikar. I don't know how it's recognizable that it is owned by a Jew, right? I don't know. Maybe all the Jewish robes have a bumper sticker that says "We want Mashiach now." I don't know.
Company logo.
A company logo, right?
It's a sweatshirt that says Westchester Day School on it.
There you go, a Westchester Day School sweatshirt.
Or tzitzit.
Or tzitzit, very good, right? It has tzitzit hanging off of it. Very good. If it's a four-cornered garment, that's only a Jew is going to put that on there. Very good. V'ha'eno Yehudi, and the non-Jew is where do they did? They didn't do laundry in a machine. They went to the river, and it's a makom galui before some. And the river, people pass by the river in their town all the time. Right? Yeah, that's right. So tzarich limchos biyado. So if you see them on Shabbos, you're like, oh, can you please don't do this on Saturday? You come on Sunday. Please don't do it right here in the middle of the. Everyone's taking a walk by the river today. I don't need everyone to be knowing that you're laundering my clothing. And so that's what the Magen Avraham says. Aval b'Tosefes Shabbos, which is an achron, a perush. Konsav delo shayach lazeh chashad. Don't need to be worried about chashad, that people are going to be suspicious that a Jew made an improper arrangement on Shabbos. Because yes, it says Westchester Day School on it, but there are hundreds of alumni, thousands of alumni from Westchester Day School, hundreds of current students. How do you know whose sweatshirt it is? How do you know whose bumper sticker it is? You don't know whose it is. It does unless it says, embroidered on the back, the name of the person. Why do you have to be worried? The Chai Adam Hekel Bazdeod, and the Chai Adam is even more lenient in this situation, for another reason, which is the Kevan Sheyadu Shemin HaKol B'nei Ir Litem Kelim Lekovet the Kablanus Al Kein Afilim Hu Eino Yehudi V'Chabsan V'Mokom Befursam Mutter. This is the biggest heter. This is why the Mashiach car, the car with the Mashiach bumper sticker, even if you know who owns the Mashiach bumper sticker car, it's fine. Why? The Chai Adam, in this relative, says that for other reason, the other reason here is that if you know that the normal custom, the normal way of people is that in this particular location is whenever you give your clothing to the dry cleaner or to the launderer, it's always bekablanos. It's always a deal. Like, this many shirts costs this. A suit costs this. If they're doing laundry, so 10 pounds of underwear equals it. It's on the store, on the sign. How much you pay for everything. If that's normal, which is how it is not just for laundry by us. That's how it is for repairing cars. That's how it is for almost everything today. Is a deal. I'll do X. If you pay Y. There are some scenarios where there is a price you pay, but you also then start paying for hours of labor. That's maybe more complicated because then you're paying, you're paying, for stuff that was done on Shabbos. But I would argue that when you get your bill from a car repair shop, how do they itemize it? There's the parts, and then there's the labor. But I don't know. I would argue something to the effect of they give you an estimate, right? They don't just tell you, they're like, this is the price of the job. Now it can vary a little bit. You're not, but it's not.
Some jobs that had to be done over the weekend. You have to turn power, shop, something.
Right.
It has to be on the weekend.
It have to be on the weekend, but it could be Sunday, right? They could choose to do it Sunday, right? Right. So end of the day here. So if you have a deal where it's normal at that location that it is what it is. Like people will, even if it's, b'makom mefursam, middle of the town, mutter, because the aim nobody's hired to be a chirion at the repair shop. You're not paid, for the day. You're not paid simply for the hours. There's a price for, an oil change costs this, right? you know, you have a transmission that needs to be fixed. They give you an estimate. It's going to cost this. It may vary a little bit, but you're not suddenly, and also you're not telling them to fix the transmission dafka on Saturday to fix it on Sunday. Doesn't matter. So I would think that this is the norm in our society, and therefore no one will suspect any foul play. That's what it says in Simon Rishon Gimel. It's not just by clothing that goes to the launderer, but this goes by anything done by kabbalah. The only time it's still a problem is if it's in the Jew's house. Then there's no heter, right? As we talked about, Yud Zayin, the problem there is people will suspect you called them on Shabbos, they came over, right? So that's, you commission the job on Shabbos is not allowed, right? Or you telling them explicitly do it on Shabbos is not allowed. And then when it's in your house, on Shabbos, it looks suspicious because normally Jews would tell the people, please don't come on Shabbos, and they dafka came on Shabbos. So that's the one thing you still want to avoid, is that it is done in your house. So if you say you have a car that needs to be repaired and they can come to your driveway and do it, and they open up the garage and they start repairing it right there on the spot, which they do when they have to jump your car or something like that. But that's not normally what you would do. You wouldn't call them on Shabbos anyways, because what are you going to do? You can't really do anything. You call them after Shabbos. So anyways, I think that's the biggest heter, that if you walk by a thing and it has "We want Mashiach now" on it, at the end of the day, this is just nobody commissioned this to be done all dafka on Shabbos, and you don't need to worry about that. And I think the biggest difference between this and the other sif is maybe here it says Tov Lahachmir. Tov Lahachmir is, that by the letter of the law, it's technically okay, but when is it really a problem? That's really a problem when it's in the house of a Jew, and then no nothing you do is okay. And look, it's better to be machmir. It's there are some opinions that are stringent, so it's good to be machmir, but that's only when it's not normal for it to be done by kablanus for that particular type of work. Okay, Sif Daled. Shulchan Aruch writes, Kol shekatzatz. Afal pisha yasa ha'ena Yehudi malacha b'Shabbos mutar leYisrael bo shakli b'Shabbos atzma. T'chol shekatzatz adaite denafshe ka'avid. Okay, the Shulchan Aruch writes, as long as you fix the price, you stipulated, I'll pay, I'm paying X, you do the, job Y. Even though the non-Jew does the malacha on Shabbos, and then they finish the job on Shabbos. And then what do? They bring the dry cleaned suit back to you on Saturday. By the way, today this actually exists, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have this. I always just pick it up from the dry cleaner. I see it because I see on people hanging on people's doors. I see dry cleaning sometimes on people's front doors hanging on driving by. Because I guess that they pay for the service where they will also drop it off back at your house. So let's imagine they drop it off on Shabbos. The reason this is okay then to take it out of the bag and to actually put it on that Shabbos, according to the Shulchan Aruch, is because at the end of the day, I made a price, I fixed the price with you, and the fact that you got it done on Shabbos, that's because you wanted to get paid earlier. The chol shekatzatz, once you fix the price, he's going to get paid. Sunday, Monday, whenever he hands it to me, I obviously I won't pay him on Saturday because I can't hand him the money. But the fact that he did it on Saturday and wanted to return it to me, that's a daita denaf sheikh. He just did that because he wanted to get it over with. That is the psak of the Shulchan Aruch. I don't know what the Sephardic minhag is on this one. The Ashkenazi minhag is very clear that it is not allowed. I don't know. Is there some misorah, when the Rafi about it here? Is there some misorah, in the Sephardic community that such a thing would be allowed? What was that?
Don't send it to the dry cleaner.
You don't send it to the dry cleaner. You do it yourself, right? So the Rama writes, "V'yesh osrin lilov sho kol sheyadua she'eno Yehudi gemoro b'Shabbos." So if you know that the non-Jew finished the job on Shabbos, and they did the job on Shabbos and they finished it on Shabbos, and they put it on your front door and they're hanging on your front door, you shouldn't wear it on that Shabbos. Why? At the end of the day, we'll see this. We'll see this in the Mishnah Berurah that at the end of the day, you're benefiting from a malacha that was done on Shabbos, right? That on the very same Shabbos that it was done. Tarich Lahamtin, he writes the Motzoi Shabbos b'chtei sheyas. He says you need to wait after Shabbos is over. The time that it would take to do the job if you were to do it right now. So that could take a very short time. I don't know how long it takes to dry clean. When actually the physical dry cleaning of the clothing of a suit, let's say, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it takes.
Listen, you walk in with a dry cleaner.
Yeah.
Tell them, I must have it.
Right now.
done
Yeah.
By Saturday, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Right. It'll be done.
So, situation here,
Right.
Friday afternoon, you know, shoes.
So right, then it's a problem if you know he's going to do it on Shabbat. If you give him time, even though you know he's going to choose to do it on Shabbat, but as long as you give him time, that's okay, because that's their choice. Right? They could have prioritized me. That could have been the first custom. But here, this is saying, let's say they did it. I didn't tell them to do it. I have to wait b'chtei sheyaseh. This is an important zman that we're going to see come up a number of times in Hilchot Shabbos. B'chtei sheyaseh. When I was an intern in Highland Park, New Jersey, at a shul there in Avasachim. So there are a number of Orthodox shuls in the Highland Park, Edison area in New Jersey. And there's because there's a number of Jews there actually happens to be more kosher stuff than we have here, shops. One of them, they have a kosher Dunkin' Donuts. Now the kosher Dunkin' Donuts there is owned by a non-Jew. So it's allowed to be open on Shabbos, not a problem at all. Now the Vad HaRabbanim there said that in order for that Jews should wait bichdei sheyaseh after Shabbos before purchasing donuts that were baked on Shabbos. Now they were baked. It's even a questionable psak because when they bake the donut, who says a Jew will purchase the said donut? They bake the donuts for whatever customer walks in. But okay, they do bake some donuts in the afternoon to fill their quota for the rest of the day. And so at the end of the day, they may have in mind that they're baking it because there are Jews who will come to purchase on Saturday night, particularly in the winter when Shabbos ends early. So the psak halacha is that they said that you should wait the time that it takes to bake the donut in the oven. Sorry to say, by the way, having been a mashgiach once at a Dunkin' Donuts, the Dunkin' Donuts, the donuts are frozen in the freezer. They take them out and they pop them in the oven. Sorry, they ruined Dunkin' Donuts for you. So it doesn't take that much time, honestly. It's baked. They are putting it in the oven. I would say it probably takes 10, 15 minutes maximum until it's nice piping hot. So it's not actually a long time, but the time that it takes, whatever malacha was performed, so that on Shabbos you don't benefit from it directly. You should wait the amount of time it would have taken if it had been done after Shabbos, and then you can benefit from it, even though it was done on Shabbos. So the same thing is here. That if the clothing were done on Shabbos, however long it takes to do the malacha, I don't know how long it takes to launder, right? You would wait that amount of time after Shabbos to put on the item, to put on the garment. And he says here, and this is lichatchila how we should practice the custom, at least for amongst Ashkenazi Jews. Unless there's some great need that you need this suit on Shabbos, even though you didn't tell them to drop it off on Shabbos, but suddenly there's a great need for you to use it. Then you can be lenient about this question because you have you have upon whom to rely that it should be okay. All right, we'll do that next line in a moment. Okay. Let's just read one or two comments on the Mishnah Berurah, then I have to stop. Chavav, the Shulchan Aruch says, Kol shekotzas u'ba'ofen shelo haya isur b'hanesina shehaya b'zeh gam kein sharei hapratim shetzarech lektzitza. Now, when we say that you made a price, you fixed a deal, the other conditions have to be part of this too. Just he doesn't explicitly mention them here. And that's all he's saying. You can't tell him to do it on Shabbos. You can't be in the house of the Jew. These conditions still apply as well, in addition to the price fixing the price. Chav Zayin, Afal Pi v'chulei. Even though the non-Jew is doing a malacha has done the malacha on Shabbos, it's okay to wear it on Shabbos. Lo dami lama shemavoar b'simin reish ayin vav. It's not like what we're going to see in simin reish ayin vav sif aleph over there in the Ramah, where there a non-Jew, the eno Yehudi shehidli kaner b'shvil Yisrael, a non-Jew lights a candle for a Jew on Shabbos, even without telling you they're doing it for you. It's a problem. If a non-Jew walks into a room, turns on the light, and they see you need the light, then you can't use sped light. Even if you made a deal, I'll fix here, you turn on the light, on Shabbos, and I'll pay you X for turning on lights. That's not okay. How come here the Shulchan Aruch says it's okay to wear the garment, and you're benefiting from the malacha that was done on Shabbos? Here, he didn't do it on Shabbos for the benefit and the pleasure of the Jew on Shabbos. Turns out the Jew wants to wear it afterward, in fact, but when the non-Jew did it, he didn't do it with it in mind that the Jew is going to benefit from it on Shabbos. I did enough. He said, I want to get paid, so I want to get done my work fast, so you have to come into the shop and pay me. In the case of the candle, he's lighting it so that the Jew can benefit from it on Shabbos. He said, I didn't tell you that, but he did it for my benefit. He saw I was struggling to find the book in the room. He said, here, I'll turn the light on. No, you can't turn it on for me because then you only did the malacha for me for my benefit, even though you don't even expect a dime from me. But if a malacha is done on my behalf for my benefit, then it's a problem. By the way, we'll talk about this when we get to that siman about the lights. That's why if a non-Jew is going to use the lights, then it's a different story. But if they're just doing it for my benefit, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the library and the lights are off, and Ursula or Andre will say, I'll turn the light on for you. And I said, no, please don't turn the light on for me, because they're doing it for me. They're passing by, they're going to flip the light on. They don't need the light. And even they say, it's okay, I'll need the light. It's fake. If they're doing it for me, they're doing it for me. We'll talk about it when we get there, though. And he says here, and then I have to go. If a Jew says close to dark on Friday afternoon, why didn't you finish my work yet? I'm going to do it for you on Shabbos. Then even the Mechaber would say you can't, because he's basically saying, I'm going to do malacha for you so that you can benefit on Shabbos. I'm asking for you on Friday. You haven't done yet. Oh, why not? Okay, I'll get it for you. I'll get it to you on Shabbos. The malacha is going to be done on Shabbos. I'm telling him that I want to benefit from it on Shabbos. Then it's kamo gabe ner. Then it's like the ner, where he's doing it for me so that I will benefit on Shabbos. And then it's not okay. When they do the laundry, they don't know that I'm going to wear it on Shabbos, and they drop it off even on Shabbos, and I wear it. They didn't do the malacha with in mind that I'm going to benefit from it on Shabbos. That's when it's a problematic to benefit from on Shabbos. For them to do the malacha might not be a problem. Okay, I want to separate here. The malacha itself is okay, but for me to wear it on Shabbos will be problematic in that situation, because I'm benefiting from a malacha that was done on my behalf with the intention of me benefiting on Shabbos for rabbinic reasons, not biblical reasons. That's going to be problematic. And we will talk more about this topic next time. I have to stop and I have to go. Wonderful learning with everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.